Epigenetic, what he has to say. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Nesa. I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise where I'm going to talk something different. Because every time we just go on talking about epigenetics, but I think even in the epigenetics, there are a few things I felt today we need to talk. What is that in our day-to-day life we are not supposed to do? So what I have done is I have compiled around 30 different I wouldn't say topics. I would say it can be memes or it can be quotes, which can help us to know what we are supposed to do. And then I will start correlating with that. And probably you also can join me in this sharing wherein you can put in your knowledge. So without delay, let me go down. All right. So what you're seeing is basically it's something like a brain tickler. Of course, I would say most of you do know all this. It's not something new I'm going to talk, but still I felt why not we trickle our brain? Why not we rewind? Why not we just go back and see what is it? So saying that, what is the first thing we need to look into is something. All right. Now, this is something many a times we would be saying that, stop spending with the wrong person. Now, whom do you say it's a wrong person? Let's have a casual discussion as well. Whom do you think is a wrong person? Maybe Nesa, you can
I guess, dear participant, you all can unmute your
unmute and
device.
then we go
Because
like more like a casual chat.
exactly, it is more to like brainstorming actually. So
Yeah.
you all can put on your views, and we can share knowledge in all of us. Okay,
I would
stop spending time with the wrong people. Okay, what you can understand with this, dear participant?
I'm not sure if that's the wrong people, but some who I'm not comfortable with. It's just that I'm not comfortable.
Correct. I think I would really appreciate that, Mala. It's not the wrong people. In fact, in reality, in my experience, I would say there is nothing like wrong people on this planet Earth. Because many times we human beings do the wrong things at the wrong time, at the wrong place. It's because of either it can be our ignorance or probably we didn't know. So at the end of the day, what happens is you meet up that particular person, but at the end of the day, what happens? You learn a lesson from them, or maybe they just come to teach you something, and maybe you need to activate yourself, or maybe they are supposed to clear something with you. So they just come, finish it, and go. So in reality, I agree with you, Mala. It's not the wrong people. Maybe as you said rightly, you're not comfortable. Once again, I'll come back to the frequency here. Our frequency doesn't match with them. But you won't believe, Mala, these are all personally, I also feel. There are certain times I just don't like those people. They are not actually, they don't talk to me, but I don't like them. Why? Because probably the frequency. But here I would definitely would like to let know that when we speak about the wrong people, we are talking about the situations where they repeatedly do the same thing, but at the end of the day, they feel that what they are doing is right. So now we can't frame them as the wrong people, but I would say they are wrong. That's it. There is no other alternative. For example, I'll give you number one. You just imagine a smoker. He sees the cigarette packet and there it's very clearly written, smoking is injurious to health. It is rated very clearly. Now, why are these people still smoking? For whose sake are they smoking? For whose favorable reason are these people smoking? Now, these are the people who do the wrong thing knowingly, and at the end of the day, they not only create a problem for their own self, but they create a problem to their environmental as well. So at the end of the day, we need to understand that if a child is doing something unknowingly, we still can pardon a child. We still can say, okay, it's a child. The child didn't know it. But don't tell me as an adult, we all still doing the same thing and, go back and repeat the same situation. And at the end of the day, where are you? So it is to be as wrong only. But at the end of the day, as Mala very clearly said, once we have the right kind of vibration, our journey starts moving forward. Now, whether it's the right people or wrong people, what happens is we all will go beautifully. Now, the most beautiful part, I would say the sharing for today, I would say is, it's so beautiful that I see for the past 4 months, now it's 4 months, and Esa, it's 4 months. Mala, Suguna, Clara. It's like a school attendance, even if I'm going to have a school attendance, these people will have 100% attendance. So we need to give 200% marks for them for their attendance, because that's the, I would say, that is the involvement. That is their, I would say, commitment they made. So this is something beautiful. Now, what is that commitment they have made? Now, what a beautiful situation there is. We all are here on a purpose of learning. So at the end of the day, we are all learning. For me, I get excited because I prepare to give the sharing. And you people get excited because there will be something probably we are sharing. So you're all here. So at the end of the day, we all are walking this beautiful journey. So thank you very much, Clara, Sugna, and Mala, for the wonderful presence here, which I feel when I see as a soul, it's a beautiful experience for me. I feel elated. I feel very happy that I'm here to share this beautiful knowledge. So stop spending. I would say, let's not waste our time in spending with people. The moment we know that it's not going to work, so we have to just move away and start moving forward in our life. So this is number one. Then we go to the number two. Stop running from problems. Now, this is, I would definitely say that instead of saying problems, I would say I can put another word in this area is situation. I would say stop running from situations. Now, it's not running away from situation. Okay. Now, in that way, God already created in our body with two mechanisms. One is a flight mechanism. Another one is a fight mechanism, either flight or fight. So we need to do either one. Now, either one is preparation for our body to either fight or fight is already given by God. So you cannot say, no, I want only this, or I'll be in between. There is no in between there. You have to, like they always say, like cat on a wall. So you cannot be cat on a wall. You have to either decide to run or you die. So when you're looking at the situation here, now I'm going to give you a little situation where it is our health. At the end of the day, we are talking about our health. Okay. One thing, my humble request to all of you is listen to your body. Listen to your body. Every day when you wake up in the morning, there are certain times. I'll give you one beautiful example. I'll give you. Like for the past, I think 2 weeks, I have been eating food a little outside a lot. Okay. And yesterday or day before, I was jogging in the morning in one of our playground here. And suddenly I was feeling a little uneasy in my stomach. And I was thinking, hey, I never had this problem, I've never had this problem. What is happening? Then I said, maybe, some gaseous discharge, but somehow it didn't feel comfortable. All right. Now, after 2 days, the pain still persisted. And especially yesterday, I went for a wedding. And then after eating the wedding food, today I can really feel my stomach is really feeling very bloated, uneasy actually. Now, what did it mean is my body was telling me, hey, look, your stomach is not okay. You better do something. So this is where your body has to. Now, for me as a doctor, I know what to do. So what I normally will do is, of course, this situation, I won't allow it to go further because I have not taken antibiotics for a very long time. So what I will do is I'll go for a gut antibiotic, clean all the system. Why? Because normally I don't feel that gaseous feeling or bloated feeling. Normally it will be nice. But now suddenly these 3 days, so now what I will do is I will start an antibiotic, clear it up. Anyway, next week I'm going to India. So before going, I will take a course of antibiotic. Now this is where I listen to my body and then I start working on. So what you all need to do is every situation, there is a solution for it. So what you all need to do is you have to work on the situation. Now to work on the situation also, you need the right guidance, isn't it? Now, what is the right guidance is, see, the moment you wake up in the morning and then you feel very happy, you feel, thank you, God. When you have the attitude of gratitude, most of the time, the universe will guide you what to do. At the end of the day, We all have our own individual experiences to experience, individual people to meet, individual situation to face, individual challenges to rectify or find solutions. It's all our individual. We may tell you, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. Yes, suggestions can be given. But at the end of the day, it is you who have to face. So stop running from problem means what I mean to say is, number one, when your body is speaking to you, listen to it. Number one. Number two, there can be a situation in your journey of life where you feel it's a little uneasy situation. It can be financial, it can be emotional, it can be anything, it can be job related. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, what you need to do is you need to face the situation and see what is the solution you can find for that particular situation. Instead of problem, I always will say, look for the solution for the situation. Now, stop putting your own needs on the back burner. Now, this is something I think as a woman now, because all of you are women here, I would say, I think I really salute you all, because most of the time, in general, if I'm going to take 90% of the women, they all sacrifice their whole life for the family, for the husband, for the parents, for the brothers, sisters, everybody else except for themselves. So here my humble request to you all is, you need to take care of yourself. And especially if you're all 50 plus, please, number one, waking up in the morning is a very, very important ritual you have to follow, number one. Number two, maybe you can sit for a little bit of meditation, sit for a little bit of breathing, and go for a morning walk. Grounding plays a very, 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 very important role in your life. Now, grounding means what? Going and hugging a tree, going with nature, going on the, walking on the grass, sitting on the grass, going to Frim, near, what is that area called? Frim, Kepung. So just go down and then, have a walk there. So like that, what you need to do is you need to ground a lot. Many times we need to see that the positive ions, now you need to understand there is something called positive ions and there is something called negative ions, okay? In our life, we always look at positive things in life. Positive is what? Which is favorable for you. Negative is what? Which is not favorable for you. It doesn't suit you. That's all. Nothing else. But when it comes up to the ions, do you know that it's the negative ions which gives more of positive healing towards your body, and it's not the positive ion. So what is positive ion? Positive ions are like free radicals. They will damage you. Positive ions are something like from your computer, from your mobile phone, from the TV towers, from the antennas, from the electric poles. All these are all positive ions. Now, at the end of the day, what happens is, now I'm going to, see, I'm talking to you. This is the message I'm getting right now from the universe. Number one, if a person is negative, or a person who always thinks negative or talks negative, or a person with a low frequency, what happens is his thought patterns, whatever he releases to the universe is negative thoughts, which is nothing but positive ions. Which is nothing but positive ions. When it breaks down into the smallest molecule, it becomes a positive ions. But when you have a lot of gratitude, when you have a lot of compassion, when you have a lot of love, when you have a lot of beautiful feeling for your fellow beings or anybody under the sun, what happens is you are actually releasing your negative ions. Your thoughts are positive, your thoughts are positive, but when it finally goes down, it becomes negative ions. Now, this negative ions, what happens? You know what happens? In your own body, it starts healing. Isn't that beautiful? That's why they say, you should have a lot of gratitude. You should be humble. You should be compassionate. You should be lovable to every living being under the sun. Why is that? You should have a lot of gratitude. Why is that? It's because you are releasing a lot of negative ions. Isn't that beautiful? Whereas when you get angry, when you get really uncomfortable in certain situation, and when you feel that, aversion to that particular person, what happens? You're actually releasing a lot of positive ions. But actually it is a negative thought. Okay, in reality, it is a negative thought, but at the end of the day, it becomes a positive ion. Positive ion is dangerous for our body. Negative ions is favorable for our body. So here, as a woman, what you all need to do is give from 50 plus of age, start looking at life, which is so beautiful that, of course, whatever you people are doing are fantastic. You all have to do that because of you, there are a lot of positive things happening on this planet Earth. But if you all can give a little more to your own self, that means time to your own self. Morning 1 hour is your time. Absolutely. You are not going to be a grandma. You're not going to be a wife. You're not going to be a friend to anybody. You're not going to be any particular, I would say, designation for that moment of 1 hour. It's only you and your temple. That's your body. So when you start doing that, automatically you will become so healthy, so in a feeling of gratitude, so beautiful. You're creating a lot of negative ions, which in turn will give you lot of healing. Now, this is very, very important. So start giving more importance for your own self in creating negative ions. Beautiful, isn't it? Now, stop trying to be someone. I think you're all mature enough. I don't think we all are at this age, we want to portray ourselves as someone else. We are not. But out there for the youngsters, definitely a lot of people out there want to mimic someone else, they want to become like that. Everybody in an interview, they'll ask, who is a role model? And then they will say, I would like to be like this. I would be like. But frankly speaking, you don't need to be like anybody. You be like yourself. Simple. Being yourself is the most beautiful being on earth. Why? Because when God created you and when He sent you here, He sent you the original piece of you, right? You are the original piece. Now, why do you want to duplicate yourself to be like someone else? We don't need to. And you don't need to feel proud that, okay, I followed this footsteps and I'm becoming like that. No, you don't need to become. You can follow the steps. You can pick up the principles of that particular person. Nothing wrong in that. But at the end of the day, you be yourself. See, you need to niche yourself for your own journey of life. That is when your journey of life becomes fruitful and very important. When you die or when you leave this beautiful mortal body, what happens? You have to just turn back and see, your soul is going to leave the body and go. When you turn back, you should really feel so happy that, yes, God, you send me here. I've done my beautiful job as a whatever, as an youngster, as a married person, as a father, or as a mother, as a sister, as a brother, whatever. I've done my job. And I've enjoyed every bit of my journey of life. Being me, I've enjoyed my life. You know why I have to tell you this specifically? Because in today's world, everybody is only living for others' sake. Oh, what the society will be, what the other person will think, what this person will think. It's more of a false dignity and decorum most of us have. But be yourself and start moving forward in life. That will give you a lot of beautiful journey. Now, this also, I think you all are in that situation where I don't think you're holding on to the past. But as a human being, I need to let know that this is a situation where a lot of people, I see, if I speak to 10 people, 8 to 9 people will be speaking about the past. Always the past and past and past. Now, past is not nothing. It's absolutely waste of time. That's why whenever someone comes and talks to me, I will tell them, look, even if you're going to come and tell me about yesterday's problem, today I cannot do anything because it's not in my hands. It's already finished. Tell me, what can I do for you today? Now, is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can work on? We'll work on it. Because many times we feel very happy by talking about the past, and at the end of the day, nothing works. So we have to get out of that past situation. Stop being scared to make a mistake. Now, here what I would say is, there's a little correction I need to do here. Number one, what you do is when you look at the word mistake, no, mistake is something you miss it and you take it. That means you think it's yours and you take it. Now, many times what happens is we can make a mistake. Okay, I always will say this. You can make a mistake, which is correctable. A mistake which is correctable is still acceptable. But if you make a blunder, no, right? You cannot, because once you make a blunder, it's a blunder. For example, I'll give you. I have a patient in my emergency and I'm supposed to give a particular injection for that particular person to revive. If by chance, mistakenly, I give another injection and the person doesn't survive, he dies. Now what happens? Can I say you should not be scared of making a mistake? No way. Now this is where your presence of mind comes into clarity. Now, even animals, they gauge their enemy and then only they will start attacking them. It's always like that. But we are the only human beings who doesn't gauge anything, and always we go on telling, I didn't know, I don't know, and they didn't tell me. These are the stories we always go on telling. And then we justify that the mistake was done. It's okay. Why? Because we are trying to say that the mistake was done unknowingly. But what I would request is, definitely, yes, mistake is okay. But tell me, if something really goes wrong and then you cannot get it back, do you think you can change that situation? For example, I'll give you one more example. Number one, how many of us, when we go to a petrol pump, we are supposed to switch off the engine? How many of us do that? I see a lot of people, the engine will be on, they'll just go on petrol, and we have seen so many videos, the vehicle getting into fire. Yes. But now what has happened is the government has made a rule where if by chance they find the engine is on, they put a fine for you. They summon you actually. It is already in vogue. According to the JPJ law, you're supposed to switch off the engine. Now, can you say that, oh, I totally forgot, it was my mistake, once your whole car gets burnt up and the whole petrol bunk gets burnt up, what will happen? Can you say this? Yes, I made a mistake? No. So here what happens is, most of the time, if you are in a situation where you can understand, take one step behind. Now it can be any decision making. Okay. Now when you're taking a decision making, take one step behind and think, okay, am I right in taking this decision? Is it worthwhile for me to go for this decision? Is it worthwhile? Can I do this? Can I buy this? Can I invest in this? All this, one step. If by chance your inner gut feeling says, yeah, go for it, then go for it. But by chance, you're supposed to invest 100 rupees, 100 ringgits. You're supposed to invest 100 ringgits. But what your mind says, hey, no, don't put 100, just put 10 ringgits. It's okay. So what happens is, you're putting 10 ringgits and trying something and it doesn't work. It's okay, isn't it? 10 ringgits only. It's okay. It's not going to hamper you. But you have only 100 ringgits and you go put that 100 ringgit. That's a mistake what you're doing. You cannot make a mistake or a blunder by putting all the 100 ringgits down there. So like that, what you need to do is, instead of being scared, I would say, be wise in, if at all you are looking that there is a mistake can happen. But as far as possible, avoid it. It's better for you. Stop berating yourself for the old mistakes. Yeah, this is like, of course, once again, I will put it back as going to the past. Maybe past you invested and you lost money, and past you bought a house, it did work well. Past you had a relationship, things didn't work out. In the past, it can be anything. So what happens is, it's already done. So no point in going on thinking about it and brooding over that you made a mistake and then coming back. It doesn't work. So what happens is, the mistakes, I always say, from today, what you can do is, you take one step behind in doing anything. It can be anything. Okay, take one step behind and start working towards. If it is necessary, go for it. If it is not necessary, it's okay. But if you're taking a risk, sometimes we have to say, I would say always, take a calculated risk. Calculated risk is you're supposed to calculate the pros and cons of the situation, and then ultimately you decide. Okay, these are the pros and cons, what you need to do. There's one beautiful example I will normally give. For example, if a group of lion now, they want to attack a particular prey, what they do is, they will actually spread their whole field, wherein there will be 3 or 4 people covering that, and they'll be surrounding that particular prey, and one particular lion will chase the particular prey. And the moment this particular person is chasing, the other people will go surround that particular whole thing. Now, can you imagine? They don't talk, they don't have a walkie-talkie and tell, hey, I'm coming this side, I'm coming on the left side, you come inside, come on, attack. Nothing. There is no message at all. It is all through the vibration. They all see, they will feel what is to be done, and they all go do what is to be done. There is absolutely no mistake there, you know. They are so perfect in handling that prey. How come? A lion is five-sensed animal, whereas you and me are all six-sense beings. How beautifully we should calculate, how beautifully we should execute our journey of life. We can't be telling that, yeah, I made a mistake, now what to do? I lost so much of money. You can see in every day in your WhatsApp, right? So many people losing money, you know, for the spam calls, you know, some people losing 100,000. I really don't understand how the hell you can, someone calling from custom and telling you that, hey, look, the parcel has got stuck and then you're supposed to pay 10,000, then 15,000, then 100,000. I don't understand. Maybe 1,000 you may give, it's still okay lah. Maybe that's a mistake, I would say. But don't tell me you're transferring all the whole 100,000 to that particular person and finally say, yeah, he cheated me. No, it doesn't work that way. So here you have to be very, very careful and stop trying to buy happiness. Now, this is also, I think, with all our age group, I don't think we all want to buy happiness. Nobody wants to buy happiness because happiness is something which is all inbuilt. I think you people are so happy coming on every Sunday exactly at 8 o'clock, and Nesaraj is very happy to execute once again, introducing to you all, saying, I am Nesaraj, and you know, and here Dr. Prabhu coming and saying, okay, fine, let's go with the epigenetics. And now this is all the little happiness what we are all having. And I think we are really like a child, you know, like a child. We are all in one beautiful family and we are all able to move forward and then, you know, pick up the things what is available and we are happy with it. And I think I'm also a person very, very happy with what God has given me. If I have 1 ringgit, I'm very happy. If God gives me 100 ringgits, I'm still okay. It's not that just because I got 100 ringgits, I'm very happy. No, this is where the neutrality comes in, wherein we need to be always on the neutral side so that you don't get involved in the hype of the happiness or don't go into the lower if you don't get it. So it should be a balance. Now, this is where maybe as an youngster, we all would have been like that, you know, the moment we pass an exam, we just go enjoy. Oh, that's okay. That's the real spirit of the youngster, young blood. Once you are all 50 plus, what we need to do is we have to just balance ourselves, be neutral, and be happy at the times where we need to be happy. Next, stop exclusively looking to others for happiness. Now, this is something ridiculous actually. You think anybody else in the world can give happiness? Absolutely no. But there is something I would definitely like to let you all know. You won't believe the moment we come in, me and Nesaraj, our mind will always tell Clara, Suguna, Mala will be there. No, it's a small happiness we have. Even though I am telling you stop exclusively looking for others to be get the happiness, but here I need to express my happiness to say that you people make us happy when you are there. That's the beauty of this beautiful human values. You know, we feel nice. I feel very happy, you know, even though there are sometimes we would feel like, yo, if this person has come, if this be a number of people, it's all okay. But still at the end of the day, your presence makes this journey a beautiful journey. So at the end of the day, what happens is we are not supposed to look for happiness from others, but sometimes, yes, that others give that little happiness. So if possible, if we can give that little happiness to other people and they feel joy, it's good. Let's give it. So let's do that by giving it to them. They will be happy. So that's wonderful. Stop being idle. This is something I have been practicing. This I need to definitely let you know. What I normally do is if I don't have anything to, what I would say is anything to do, like suddenly there are no appointments and I don't know what to do sometimes. So what I normally do is we buy I want to show you that we buy something, something, what is this? This is actually the milk carton, milk carton. Okay. Now we buy the Dutch lady milk carton. So once we finish the milk carton, what I normally do is my wife will just go and put it behind. So what I will do, I'll cut up the top, wash it up very well. And I have a little bit of cement. What I will do, put little water, put little cement inside, maybe to a half an inch or 1 inch layer of cement I'll put, make it dry and keep it in one side. out of the blue, when I wake up in the morning, what I do is I just come to I have one workshop like room for me. There, if I go, I'll have all the plants, I mean, the plastic plants, flowers, everything is there in that room. That's my workshop. The moment I go down, sit there, my mind will tell me, okay, do this, do this, do this. So what happens is I just involve myself to do something so that it gives me a little bit of happiness, and it's a stress buster. But the moment you're idle, now here, I think today none of our human beings are idle. This 100% I can say. Why? Because we all are on the phone. The phone is the most deadliest weapon of mass destruction we all have. None of them you can see idle. Everybody going on pushing and pushing and pushing. We are all, scrolling towards information, and then we are addicted to it. On one side, we are not idle, but on the other side, not being idle and then using your mobile phone for watching something is good. Actually, it's not wrong. Huh? It's good. But what you need to do is you need to be better than a hen or a chicken. Okay, the chicken is 3-sensed animal. 3 cents. You are a 6-cent animal. You know what is why I give this example is a 3-sensed animal called the chicken. You can mix mud and then food for it and put it in the tray down there. It will just pick up only the mud and eat. It will just remove all the mud down and then eat only the food. So that means the chicken is so smart that it can pick what it wants. Whereas you and me, we are all supposed to be 6th-sense human being. Why are we scrolling? Why are we scrolling everything in our WhatsApp group or Facebook, social media, and we go on spending hours together in it? What are we doing? Now, this is where you need to change. So what you need to do is, instead of being ideally busy, I would say ideally very busy, what you need to do is utilize that time. Now, this is where I want to let you know, maybe if it is within your reach, please look into it. Please write an autobiography of your own self. Why not? Don't you think it's a good idea? Write an autobiography. Every day morning, wake up. You start with your whatever days you started off when you know your schooling. You remember whatever you remember. Write down, write down, write down, write down. And maybe who knows your experiences? What are the difficulties you went through? How you overcome the challenges? And sometimes, of course, you couldn't overcome the challenge. You face the wrath of the wrong decision you made. Yes, it's okay, but put it down. So at the end of the day, what could have been done in that situation? Now, as a wise person, what are the possibilities you would think that the solution would have happened? You can write down. So write an autobiography. Why not? So every day morning, if you start writing this itself, I don't think you'll have time to look into your mobile phone for your whatever the WhatsApp information. Stop thinking you're not ready. Most of the time, I think that for the youngsters, they will say, no, I am not ready. Especially youngsters who, when we say, hey, come on, get married, then they'll say, no, I'm not ready. It's fine. So what happens is many times we think we are not ready. But I think as a journey, as a human being at this particular age, what I would say is everything happens for a reason. And then what we need to do is, if the opportunity is good, open it up. Open it up, go ahead and then utilize that opportunity. Maybe you may think, oh, it shouldn't become a mistake, or it shouldn't be, but it should not be a blunder by picking up that particular situation. But you can probably, if there is a small mistake, you can overcome it. Like the best example I'm going to give you now today is, these are all practical experience. I had one young man, 24-year-old boy, and he's an engineer, and he got a job in Westport. And he joined the job. He just worked for 15 days only. And I think he came and saw me after 2 weeks. And then he just came and said, oh, doctor, I cannot handle my seniors. There are a lot of problems I'm having. But I gave him some tips saying that you better go and talk to your senior and then let them know that, you need to learn and you're still learning, give 6 months time. And you won't believe, after 3-4 days, the mom is coming and say, doctor, do you know this boy resigned the job? And it's a good job, good salary, everything. He just resigned and came out. Now, he doesn't have a job. Now, what is he doing? He's just sitting at home. So what is happening is, so what I did was I asked him, why did you resign? You should have thought over it. You should have, you're still an youngster. What? If there is a problem, so what in your office? You should face it. What? You should face it, isn't it? You can't run out of the business. Now, this is where I told him, okay, fine. Now, what is that we do? What I normally do is I will go ahead with the energy checking. I ask the universe whether this man did the right thing by getting out of that particular job. It says, no, you should have been there. I also my gut feeling, forget about the dowsing rod. My gut feeling was this guy should have been there. If you had spoken to me, I would have told, hey, don't resign. You better continue the job. It's okay. But now, what is the situation? He already resigned and came out. So what do we do? So now this is where I told him, it's okay. It's okay. Now what do we do? Now, this is how the universe will work. Huh? The universe will say, this guy, I gave him a job. So now what the universe will do, it will not give him a job for the next 3 to 6 months. You apply also, there won't be any job. So what will happen? You will get frustrated, Now, instead of being frustrated, not having a job, if you are probably working down there, putting up with the situation, and then probably learning some beautiful experience down there with the fellow human being, at least 6 months, you would have got a salary, right? A handsome salary, it's not a normal salary, handsome salary. And that's a permanent job. So now this is where you need to think twice before you jump into conclusion. This is something very, very important for youngsters. Stop getting involved in relationship for the wrong reasons. This, I think, if it is for the youngsters, probably I would talk, but I would say the journey of human beings, we are all here on a journey. That's it. Now, relationship is basically we develop a affinity toward a particular person. It can be in the society as a husband, as a wife, or the children. It doesn't matter. We all are here. But at the end of the day, what is that we need to understand is in a relationship, this is very, very important message I would like to give. In any relationship, if you are growing in the relationship, is very, very important. You need to work towards how do you grow in a relationship. That means you're supposed to give something for the other person so that you grow. There is nothing like receiving and then you're growing. When you receive, you don't grow. You're supposed to give. But always we'll be telling, God has to give us blessings. Actually, in reality, God is not there to give you a blessing at all. God has already given everything. It is you who have to go and pick it up from the universe. It's already existing. So the blessings are already there for you. So what you need to do is we need to see, as I told you previously, the attitude of gratitude. When you have an attitude of gratitude, what will happen? You will feel like doing something, isn't it? Automatically, what you will do, you'll do something good for them. The best example is you take a small baby, you are holding the baby in the hand. What do you will think? At that moment, you are having a relationship with that baby, saying that it's a small baby. It might be your grandchild or whoever it is. You're holding the baby in the hand. Now, what do you feel inside? The baby is so cute. And you like to, you like to cheer the baby, right? You like to cheer the baby, and then you make the baby laugh. All these you do, right? But when you look at the same and an adult, what do you say? You, this fellow, why he came now? You're so boring now. I have to see this fellow's face once again. All these situations are there in our journey. We should never have that. What we need to understand is whatever said and done. Many times it cannot be a compatible journey we are all walking on. It's okay. But what you need to do is you need to work on yourself by giving. Your hand should be always like this. Always God says, giver. You be a giver. You be a producer. You do it. It's okay. People think, oh, you're only doing. Yeah, it's okay. Because when you are in that situation of giving, what happens? I told you already, you are creating the negative ions. When you create a negative ions, what happens? Your body starts healing. When your body starts healing, what happens? You become healthy. Isn't that good for you? So why should any relationship go sore? You should not have any relationship with any sore journey. You should not. If it is not, just leave that, move forward and go further and see how well you can move forward. But in today's society, we are not allowed to do that, isn't it? Most of the time, we are stuck in that particular journey and then we are just churning and churning and churning. Well, I would say no. But on the other side, there are two extremes, On the other side, you see today, a lot of people getting disconnected, The relationship is for 6 months, they disconnect. They go to another relationship, disconnect. They go to another, disconnect. Only when you get married, they say you are there, but even the marriage, they are stuck there actually. They don't talk with each other, there are a lot of unnecessary. But here, the only message I want to give is, let the relationship be built on a beautiful gratitude. You just imagine God has sent you that particular person. What you need to do, just be in that particular situation. What you want to do it. But many times it will be one way, only one person will be going on doing. But just imagine, just imagine. Just imagine you are a rocket. Okay. Now, every good thing you do, every gratitude you do, every good thing you do, one negative ion goes into the rocket. Now, that becomes a booster for the rocket to go to the sky and go to the higher dimension. Now, do you want to create a positive ion and then make the rocket stay back in Earth, or you want the rocket to blast off from this beautiful journey? That is when we leave the body and go, when the soul leaves the body and go. You want that? So what shall we do? We have to be a little selfish. What you do? Be smart. What you need to do? Be gratitude. Have a wonderful journey. Don't have any arguments with any kind of relationship. Say it's okay. So it's be positive in the journey and start forgiving people. Start having a lot of gratitude and start moving forward. And see, falling in love when you're ready, all this. See, I would say falling in love is not a big deal at all. You need to love yourself before you love others. The moment you have the epitome of love, let me tell you, the whole universe will bless you with the right people. Like Mother Teresa, what happened to her? The whole world was seeing. She attained a sainthood. And you know the Mata Amritamai from Kerala, the hugging mother, how people flock into hug her, Why is that? It's all because of that beautiful vibration which that person has created. So you need to create that vibration. Stop trying to compete against everyone. There is no everyone here. So what you need to do? You need to concentrate on your own self. How you want to do? Become a better person every day. As I told you very beautifully, start writing your own book. Write an autobiography of your own self. Why not? Write it down. Maybe in the next 5 years, finish it off and release the book. At least let your grandchildren read what you have written, and then let the next legacy people read. Hey, yeah, my grandfather was like, my grandmother was like this. Let them read. It's okay. So here the competition is not with everyone else. It's only with, in fact, I wouldn't say it's a competition. I would say it is a beautiful experience, but better yourself, better than yesterday. So you need to do that. This also, I'm not going to go into a detail because our journey, maybe friends, it can be, I would say, a friendly situation where things didn't work out. It's okay. We move forward, experience it. It's like always the best example I give is when you're in an ocean, you cannot be choosing, right? You have to still go further. People may come and go. It's still okay. But our journey, we still have to. So all of us, we all are here on this planet Earth to run our journey. We still have to love ourselves, be in that loving mode all the time, and then we move forward. Stop being jealous of others. I don't think so. We are all in that level. Now we are all a little more calm. I think there's nothing like jealousy in it. But inner little jealousy will be there with us because we are all human beings. It's okay. But jealous is something we don't need to, it doesn't make any sense in my journey of life. By having jealousy, we cannot move forward. What happens? Once again, I have to tell you, if you have jealousy, what will happen is it creates a positive ion. That's it. So positive ion, destruction. Positive ion, free radical damage. So no point in having a jealousy. So throw it out. Stop complaining and feeling sorry for your, what is that? Your pastors, yourself. For what? Life is a curveball or thrown for reason to shift your path of direction that is meant for you. You may not see or understand everything the moment it happens, and it may be tough. But reflect back on those negative curveballs thrown at you in the past. You often see that eventually they led to a better place, person, state of mind. Okay, here what I would definitely say is, see, basically I'm a person, we don't complain. We should not complain about anything. We should compliment. So the best thing is compliment. So anything in your life comes in, compliment yourself. The more you compliment. So what happens is when you start complimenting, do you think you will think of yesterday, you, I should have done this, you, I could have done this better, like, no, because yesterday is finished. Today, how you are going to compliment? Maybe you didn't do it yesterday, but today you can do it, isn't it? Probably, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, probably you're walking in KL and, suddenly you saw a poor man, he was asking for some money. And then you feel like giving the money, but you didn't give, you came back. Okay. Now the next day you're going, but it's not the same person. There's another person down there, same situation, asking for money. So what you're going to do? The best situation would be is just take the money, give it to that person and move forward. That's it. You don't have to feel sorry about what you didn't do yesterday. It's okay. You didn't do it yesterday, but today you can do it, right? So this is how you need to compromise. But there are some situations, if there is a possibility for you to go back and do the good deed, please go and do it. It is always there. Please be present. Always, I will say, see, for example, there is someone in the hospital. You need to go and see them. Please go and see them. Take away that 1 hour of time. If it's an important person of your life, a good friend or someone who is very known, well known to you, please go and see them. But by chance, if you're not, it's still okay. You can do some prayers for them. It's fine. But go and see them. You know why? I always will tell. Once the person dies, even if you don't go to the funeral, it's still okay. They will say, at least I go pay my last respect. What do you mean by last respect? I don't understand. What do you mean by last respect? The person died already. What last respect are you giving? As though the person will get up and say, Yala, thank you so much for your last respect and I'm going. No, it doesn't work that way. But the same person, when he is alive, what you could have done to that person to make him happy, to make that person a little more happier. But not in life, everybody will be happy in whatever you do. Not everybody, but it's always better we do what we are supposed to do. Many times, this is a human nature. The person dies, and then the person will. It is a very, very common problem we would have seen, especially between husband and wife. We would have seen even in brothers, sisters who all fight a lot. Once the person dies, they'll be going on talking about you, that person did so well, and he was like this. Or talk good about the person when the person is not there. But when the person is there, you don't even talk anything good about the person. You always react to them. You don't respond to them. This is something not right. What we need to do is we need to work on that particular little things and stop complaining. We have to compliment it. Very, very important. We are supposed to compliment. Stop holding on grudges. Now, this is, of course, we can't be having grudges, isn't it? So the moment grudges, once again, I'll go back to the same thing. Your positive ions. Grudge is a positive ion. So it will create more damage to your cells. Your cell will have the memory of grudge, So you better be careful. Now, having a grudge against another person, okay? But the person may know or may not know. We do not know, okay? Unless you go show the grudge on every time doing something wrong for them, it's a different story. But thinking about that person sitting in your room here and thinking about the person negatively, what happens is the grudge changes into a positive ion in your own body, right? So your positive ions is created in your own body. So where is the damage? Is it for the other person or is it for you? It's for you. What do you want to do? Do you want to damage yourself? It's like, whipping your own self or going and sitting on a hot pan with your bum fully burnt. It's your own problem. So this is where you need to think 2 times before you think of it. Stop letting others bring you down to their level. This is very, very important. We all must have a standard for our own self. All right. As we walk in our journey, we may see a lot of people in our journey whose knowledge or whose ignorance level can be very, very low. You cannot do anything. Now, here we cannot go and start expressing and changing their behavior and situation, thinking that they will understand. They may not understand. So what you need to do is cut the conversation and then just move further. Just move further. Nothing else. You cannot do anything else. Now, this is something very important. Many times, this is personally I have seen. No point in explaining to others who you are. Absolutely, it doesn't work. If they are already fixed in your mind that you are a bad person or you are a useless person, what can you do? Now, this you would have seen very commonly among our parents, especially parents talking to the children. They say he's a useless fellow. He cannot do anything. This is how they already program that particular. So what happens is the child also is snubbed to such a level that the child doesn't have that freedom of thinking. It happens in our society. It is there. So here what happens is, at least as an adult, as we grow, let's develop some good qualities for our own self and have a quality of life which we feel it is good for us. We need to. Now here, once again, I have to give you a clue. If your vibration is good, your thought patterns, the way you portray yourself will definitely be in that orderly neutrality where you will feel that, yes, I am in this position, I am correct. Now, this is something very, very important because you cannot be falsely portraying your prestige. Cannot. You should have the original self. I'm not talking about prestige. I'm talking about the original self. Stop doing the same thing without taking a break. Now, what I would say is, do not go on doing the same mistake again and again in your life. Cannot. You cannot do that. But of course, this is something I would say, like what I normally do is, if I'm doing something, I will take a break after 30 minutes or 40 minutes and I'll go do something else. Maybe I'll just go prepare a little bit of coffee or a tea or, I will do this. I go on changing. So you need to take a break because we cannot continuously. Our brain more than 45 minutes cannot accept things, whatever you're learning. It cannot. So that's why in the school, they will have a break after 45 minutes. There will be a little break and then after that, the next class will start. Now, this is a very, very important thing. I've cherished this. Stop overlooking the beauty of the small moments. Now, this is something I think we all as human beings, we cherish. It's like a small baby, small child, children, they enjoy that small little beauty. You just, like for example, you just carry a baby and throw in the air and then, the baby will be laughing, Actually, the baby doesn't understand that if it falls, everything gone, finish. But the child doesn't bother about it because the child is confident that you will hold the child. The child knows that. So like that, what happens is that small, small things in life plays a very, very important role. So start cherishing. Now for this, what you need to do is, if you start seeing human beings, what they are doing, we become judgmental. What we'll say is, this man is doing all the wrong things. That's why what I will request you is, start looking at the nature. Go to the nature, spend time with the nature, and start putting, I would say, the horse-laden eyes thing for you in your eyes so that you don't see too many things of the human beings, what they do. Because the more you see, the more you get pissed off, the more you get problem, the more you will feel angry actually. Why the hell the world is like this? So spend more time with the nature and stop judging other people's where you cannot change. If you can change, go and change it. If you cannot change, just ignore it and start moving. So start enjoying every moment of life and stop trying to make things perfect. But somehow, if you ask me, I'm a person like that where I would normally make it perfect. And that's the way I have been built up myself. And I always, without that, I will not move forward. I'll make sure that it happens. But at the end of the day, it's not that 100% perfection is necessary. We can be a little flexible, 90 to 95%. If it's correct, it's okay. Our journey, we all have to move forward. And this is something many times we always will say, especially this I have seen with my parents, especially my mom. What she will say is, she will have all the problems under the sun, but she will come and tell me, nothing has happened, everything is okay. God has given me everything. But in reality, she had all the problems. But she will not come and openly say, yes, I have this problem. Now, this is where we need to understand that if there is a problem, you have better speak up and clear it. You don't have to feel, but at the same time, let me tell you, you are at home, a guest is coming, you had some probably a little emotional discussion with your partner or there was something, but it doesn't mean that the outsider coming in your house and then you're going to tell them, yeah, we had a wrong thing right now, so please come back tomorrow. No, we can't do that, right? So there, we need to portray that everything is okay, and then we need to clear the air so that they come and they go. But in reality, most of the time, we all need to bounce back. This is where, as a human being, I will say, those days, the grandfather's clock, the grandfather clock with the pendulum. Goes to the left, come back to the center. Go to the right, come back to the center. What it indicates is it's an indication that in our life, we may have a positive side, we may have a negative side. It's okay. Come back to the center. So the sooner you come back to the center is better for you. So this is something very, very important. It's okay. Sometimes we may have to face a situation, but it's fine. We all have to overcome and move forward. Next, stop trying to be everything to everyone, correct? Right? We are not a master of everything. We are not God. Okay, we can do everything. Certain things, doing so is very, very impossible, and you are going to burn, and we cannot be satisfying everybody under the sun. So at the end of the day, what is from your conscious mind, what you feel is right, just go ahead and do it. Otherwise, don't waste your time in going on trying to please others and then start doing it. Next, stop blaming others. Now, this is something very, very important. We can't be blaming anybody else except blame yourself. Even blaming yourself, I would say, don't blame yourself. It's okay. You didn't know it, it's okay. But many times we are very, very, as a human being, oh, because of that person, my life is like this. Because of this person, I would have been like this. If I had married this person, my life would have been like this. Nothing. In reality, everything happens for a reason. There is something called a destiny in our journey of life. We will meet the right people at the right time, at the right place, and we are going to be with them. That's it. Whether you're getting married, whether you're having a children, whether you're having a grandchildren, everything is set for the drama for us to be played on this planet Earth. The only thing is drama, we react too much. We should respond, but we are actually reacting too much. That's the problem. And what is that? By reacting, what are we doing? We are creating too much of positive ions in our life. That is a problem. Create more negative ions. Why not? Stop following the path of least resistance. Yeah, everything wants to be easy, isn't it? Most of it. Of course, including me. I'm a smart person. What we do is I will do everything very easy, just like that. Now, why? What happens is when you start doing things repeatedly, things become easy. But of course, initially, it's a resistance. I want to share my personal, always it's my personal thing when I share, I think it will be much more appropriate in the situation. See, I'm basically a doctor, right? But on one side, if you look at, I can do plumbing, I can do fixing of pipe, fixing of water filters, everything, right? From electrical thing, I can do. So what happened was 6 months, I think 1 year ago, I brought a filter and those guys came and fixed it and went. But my condominium, they went and removed it and they said they are doing something. So what happened is after the repair work, I once again went and fixed it. To my bad luck, the water started leaking. Water started leaking and the whole floor was flooded. And the management came and said, what is this nonsense going on? So they removed the thing. They fixed everything. Now, after that, what happened was, there was a little concern for me. If I open it, whether can I fix it, refix it. So what I did was, for the past 1 month, I wanted to fix the filter. So I wanted to buy a new filter and fix it up. So I decided, I called 2, 3 people. They said, okay, doctor, we can come and fix it. But somehow, let me tell you, the universe prevented me from buying the new one. The new one is around 1,000 ringgits. Okay. But suddenly, one fine day, early in the morning, I just decided, hey, today I'm going to fix the filter. What I did, I went and brought the filter, went and fixed it, and then I just took all the photographs. Then I went to the hardware shop. Now that guy, I asked him, what is that I need brand new one? He said, he just give 2 knobs, 2 knobs only. He said, you go put this knob, doctor, and this is and he showed me step by step, how to put the rubber beading, everything, and then how you tighten it. So I learned that. Then I came back. Can you believe, wake up in the morning, because morning I can switch off the water so that no disturbance. Went and switched off and I opened it. I just locked it, tightened it, and then I did a backwash and then I switched on. Can you believe the whole thing started working? After 1 hour, my inner conscious was, hey, go and see if there is any leak. Can you believe? Now it's almost 5 days, crystal clear water coming inside my house. But I learned the technique of fixing that particular water pipe. Now, next time you tell me to fix, I can come and fix for you. Now I know what to do. Now, this is how we learn. So you need to learn not to do the same mistake. But at the end of the day, you learn, you will become the master. So always when you repeat it only, you will be able to become the master. So in that way, of course, many times while fixing the current and all, shock has occurred to me many times. But today you can tell me, I know which is the heavy duty wire, which is the lightning wire, what is the amp it is available, how to break the. In fact, I can work with the live wire now. That's how my training right now happens. So it's something, but I feel joy. Hey, my doctor's job is different, but I have learned all this. This is something we as human beings can pick up. Stop worrying so much. Yeah, of course. What's the point? So worrying, once again, I'm going to say, what is that? You are going to get positive ions by worrying. So don't, not necessary. And stop focusing on what? Where you want to focus on what you don't want to happen. Correct, right? Most of us, doctor, I don't want to have cancer. Doctor, I don't want to have blood pressure. Doctor, I don't want to have diabetes. Come on, why are you talking about? So what you need to do, if you don't want diabetes, what you need to do? You look at what are the ways you become healthy by controlling your sugar, how your body is controlling. Now, one of the important methods for sugar controller, let me tell you, number one is your exercise. You need to go for exercise. It's not your food, It's not your food, it's your exercise. Every day you need to burn. Like yesterday, I had one person, he came in and he said, Doctor, 10 days I didn't do exercise. And he was a little scared. And then he's taking medication for the diabetes, but his sugar level was reasonably normal. And I said, see, you should start going back. But his weight increased. In the past 10 days, he brought down his weight, but now once again goes back to the same 1 kg extra. So what happens? He said, Doctor, I'm not eating at all, doctor. So if you are not eating, what happens? Does it mean that your diabetes is under control? No. So I told him, number one is your exercise. So many of us, most of us are focusing on what we don't want. This is I would say, hidden way of human nature. But you consciously start focusing on what you want in your life. When you focus on what you want in your life, the energy is flowing in that way. But let me tell you, your energy should flow through the negative ions. So to create negative ions, what do you need to do? You should become lovable. That means whatever you're focusing should be lovable, right? Number one. Number two, it should be compatible with your lifestyle. See, you want to buy 100 ringgits product and you are visualizing 1000 ringgits product. You think it will happen? It's like what they do in network marketing. They'll say you should focus, you should have a desire, you should have a burning desire to become a millionaire. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. If that is what is the case today, everybody will be a millionaire. Right? Why only 3% of the world population are people who are rich? It doesn't work that way. So now start focusing on what you want. Next. Finally, you need to be in good vibration, very, very important, so that you can balance everything and not the 30, let there be 100 different things you're not supposed to do. It doesn't matter. If you're in that good frequency of what your mind weighs, your mind will be very calm. If your mind is calm, what happens? Your thinking will be very clear. Good, isn't it? If your thinking is good, what will happen? You will not think too many things. You will think only one thing at a time. If you're thinking one thing at a time, what happens? Your execution is better, isn't it? You're able to execute it. You're able to accomplish it. Easier, isn't it? But if you have too many thoughts and with the fear, you will this happen or you will this not happen. All this, if you think, fear is a factor which will actually create positive ions. Positive ions, once again, a problem. So create a lot of negative ions in your body. So saying that, creating negative ions is through compassion, through not complaint mode, compliment mode, and elevating yourself, being positive in your journey of life, taking things as it comes. Live for 24 hours. The secret I can tell you is live for 24 hours. From today morning, next day. That's it. Live for 24 hours. Tonight, go back to sleep and say, thank you so much for all the wonderful things. Wake up in the morning on another new day. And don't look at too many things in life. Everything will come to you. So saying that, thank you very much for the patience hearing. I think it's more than an hour I've been speaking. Thank you very much. And over to you, Nessa.
So thank you very much, Doctor. I guess it's been a very interesting topic that Doctor has shared on do and don'ts. These